Welcome to Feasting on Agriculture. I'm Kristen White, and today we're in my hometown of Calhoun, Louisiana at Thirsty Farmer Winery and Vineyard, where they're growing a Napa-worthy winery and vineyard experience right here in North Louisiana.
Feasting on Agriculture is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
Here now with the actual Thirsty Farmer, for which the winery was named after, and we'll go into that later. But Michael Ray, this is your baby right here, this vineyard. I wanted to do this story for a long time, but I wanted to come when you actually had grapes on the vine, which you do have.
I do.
So show me some of these baby grapes that are going to be a wonderful glass of wine in a few years.
Yeah, so this is our Lenoir block, or Black Spanish.
Okay.
This will typically make a red wine, but what we did from our very first harvest last year from this one and the year prior was made a rosé. I like the red wine that it makes, but I just think that the rosé is a little bit more flavorful. It's a little bit more kind of spring and summertime, so that's what we make from this one. And yeah, so even right now we do have fruit set. Fruit set's already happened, so you can kind of see where some of these grapes, depending on, these are about, BB size roughly. So they've already flowered. At this point, we're just gonna monitor them, watch them grow.
Thirsty Farmer arrived 9 years ago. Michael and I went to Napa Valley, more so Sonoma Valley, for one of my work conferences. And I just fell in love with the vineyards. We really wanted to bring the vineyard back to our house. And that was 9 years ago. And here we are sitting in our tasting room now.
In a beautiful tasting room.
It's definitely a long time to come to fruition.
When she said, I want to plant a vineyard, what was your first thought? And obviously it was enough that you decided to quit your job.
Yeah, well, yeah, later I did. At first it was, it was one of those things where I knew that we had been growing vegetable gardens for years at home because that was just fun. And then the kids came along and it became fun for them to help and be a part of growing that too. So my first thought was, yeah, we can grow grapes.
We planted our first varietals 9 years ago. And we planted varieties that we knew and loved, and found out it takes 3 years for grapes to turn into, to grow, to be able to make wine. And after that 3 years, we learned the trellising system of our vineyard, and we learned how the grapes grow. We learned all about vineyard management. And we learned that we couldn't grow those particular grapes here. They all died.
As heartbreaking as it was to go through all that for 3 years, it taught us a tremendous amount about how to grow the grapes and what to do and what not to do.
After those 3 years and the grapes died, we were sad, but just like with anything else, you get up and see what you can do better.
So from the field, we moved to the winery, this is where the magic happens.
Absolutely.
So tell me what goes into this part of the process, because you mentioned that all of these tanks do something slightly different.
They do. The one directly behind you is, that's a bright tank. That one is made for forced carbonation. I do all of the ciders in that tank. And then these three down right here are all variable capacity tanks, and they're all three the same size. They're about 500 gallons apiece.
So what do we have in this Big Daddy right here?
This particular one right now, I've got my 2021 Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay.
Cheers.
Very good.
Well, thank you.
Very good.
I think the most rewarding part for me especially is seeing my wine club members come in and how much they've become family to us. We want them to be able to have experiences that maybe we've had in different parts and places, and bring that back, and like our wine and chocolate pairing, and bringing that back to them and seeing just kind of the happiness on their eyes and in their eyes, and being able to experience that with them is really something special for me.
Now that we're back in the tasting room, it is time to savor the fruits of y'all's labor, not mine, but I can't wait to taste some of these wines. And you've got a special charcuterie board, which is something that you guys do every Saturday, you said?
Yes, we do. We do.
And so you mentioned that each one of these items that you have on here kind of has a place that matches with one of your wines.
Yes, it does. And you can do this at home, but as we start here from the left to the right of the board, we've got Bella Source Farms. They farm a excellent goat cheese. This is a strawberry goat cheese from St. Martinville. So when you're thinking about any fruited, especially strawberry, it pairs well with bubbles. Our bubbles is a sparkling rosé, so it really helps bring out those tendencies. So pair that with some type of fruit, especially a fruited goat cheese like that.
Okay. Well, let's pop the, so is that what we're gonna do, pop the cork on this one?
Yeah, sure.
It's graduation time. So
Absolutely.
This will be a perfect.
Absolutely. Yep.
So Bubbles has an already strawberry-like tendency. The Zinfandel, this is a rosé that we make, and rosé is just made essentially by blanching the grapes during fermentation instead of letting them sit on the skins for a long time.
Okay.
So you get this bright, this really bright color that Zinfandel has. So we can pair this with the strawberry goat cheese.
You lead the way.
Okay.
So you do the
Whenever-
eat first or drink?
Whenever you're tasting, you do the wine first.
Okay.
So we can taste the wine. Cheers.
Cheers. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
So tell me about a few of the wines that you guys make here and sell.
Sure. We have wines for every wine lover. Anything from sweet wines. We have our peach Chardonnay. We have our crush, and we also have our strawberry for a sweet wine lover. And then you can go to our bubbles, so sparkling rosé if you're into something a little bit like a sparkling wine. We also have dry white for our Pinot Grigio. And then we have dry reds, so our 501 red blend and our Cabernet Sauvignon right now.
Savannah, Michael, thank you so much for welcoming us to your vineyard and your winery. Thirsty Farmer is a destination that if you're in Louisiana, you have to make the trip here to Calhoun to see it and to taste some of their wines. If you want to find out more information about Thirsty Farmer or order some of their wines, you can visit our website at twilatv.org. Until next time, we'll see you on Feasting on Agriculture.
Feasting on Agriculture was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.